Okay, well, this is a really exciting video for myself. I finished my Project Pan, so I'm going to go through. I broke up the Project Pan into the 2-week sections. I'm going to tell you how many items I finished in the 2-week sections and also how much the items that I finished were worth. So in the first 2 weeks, I started out with a Project 10 pan, which really had 11 makeup items and one non-makeup item. One of the items I wasn't planning to finish, and I didn't finish it, but it wasn't included in the original 10. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm hoping this wall back here, it has been painted blue. I'm hoping that the color correction doesn't mess with the video too much. I guess I'll just have to try this one out and see how it works. So in the first 2 weeks, I finished 3 items. One of them was the non-makeup item. This is the Versace Bright Crystal Rollerball Perfume. These retail for $22 for this teeny little thing. And then I finished 2 lipsticks. One of them was the Maybelline lipstick in the shade Born With It. This is rolled up all the way, and this is the plastic stopper. So getting a swatch on my hand for you guys is really difficult. I was sitting here scratching my hand, but that's it right there. It's just a really easy pink shade to wear. I wouldn't mind purchasing this again in the future. A long time in the future, but in the future sometime. And then the other item was the Revlon Lip Butter in the shade Peach Parfait. And there's what it looks like in the container. Again, this is rolled up all the way, and this is just like the little plastic stopper thing. I didn't dig down deep inside of the lipsticks that were in this Project Pan, just because I recently did a makeup inventory and I have over 170 lipsticks. I know. So here's the swatch of the Peach Parfait right there. It was really difficult for me to wear. It had a lot of gritty pieces that after the actual lipstick shade wore off, your lips were left with kind of like a sandy feeling of glitter all over your lips. It was the strangest thing ever. But anyway, both the lipsticks retail between $5 and $5.50 around there somewhere, so I just counted them as $10 between the two of them, and this was $22, so this was $32 in the first 2 weeks that I finished up. And the next 2 weeks, so it would be the 4-week mark point, I finished up the MAC Mineralized Cream Foundation in the shade NW15. This is what the inside of these look like. I think these retail somewhere around $30. It might be $32, but I'm going to say $30. I also finished the Wet n Wild Coverall Pressed Powder in the shade Fair Light. I didn't mind this foundation, or this powder actually. I actually had to scrape it from around the edge and repress it into the center. I filmed a video on that, and I guess I could link that down below when I get home. But anyway, this wasn't a bad product. I just marked this down as $5 because it kind of fluctuates between the different stores that you could purchase it from and if there's a sale going on. So I just put it at $5. And then I had 2 lip glosses. One of them was the Buxom lip gloss in the shade April. And this was one that had like glitter pieces in it and everything. I prefer the ones that are in the cream formula, not the glittery ones, but with lip gloss, I love doing a Project Pan with lip glosses during the summertime because you can lay your lip glosses flat in your car after you've used all that you can and there's just a little bit left at the bottom. But anyway, if you leave them in your car for like, I don't know, 45 minutes when it's warm outside, the lip gloss will melt down from the very end and just settle on the bottom so it's easily, you know, the applicator wand can easily grab it and you can use it up. So these retail for $18. The next item was the Urban Decay Lip Junkie in the shade Peroxide. I took out the one of my subscribers asked if you could take out the little applicator, and you can. It doesn't really help in getting the rest of the product out. Nothing else came out when I took that out. I thought it would, but it didn't. These, when I purchased it, it was $20, but I think they're on sale on the Urban Decay website now. I do like them. The scent is very nice. It's very kind of like a pepperminty scent. Maybe a spearmint and peppermint mixed together. And then the taste. This was a dupe for the NARS Turkish Delight, but it has a much better scent and taste if you accidentally get some in your mouth. The NARS ones are absolutely gross. I don't recommend purchasing those. If you want NARS Turkish Delight, go on the Urban Decay website and pick up this Lip Junkie in the shade Peroxide. It's a spot-on dupe, essentially. So I marked that one down as 20 because that's what I spent on it. And then I also threw in an extra item since I finished up a couple lipsticks in the first 2 weeks. This was the Sephora Nano Liner in the shade Glitter Black. And that's what I have left right there. So these, I think you can pick them up at Sephora for $5. So collectively, 3, 4, 5, I had 5 items that I finished after 4 weeks, and this collectively was $78. And together with, you know, total in the first 4 weeks, I had $110 worth of products that I got my money's worth. Okay, on to the 6-week mark. I had the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. I absolutely loved this. I would like to purchase this again, but I just don't think that it's worth the money. I think it would be a little bit more worth your money if you purchased a higher end item like the Laura Mercier one. I feel like you get more product for your money's worth. And technically, if you use this every single day and you use about 3/4 of a pump to 1 pump a day, which is what I used, this would be gone in just barely over a month. So you'd have to spend $10 every month just to enjoy this product. I love it, but I don't know if I'm willing to spend that much on it. Alright, so that was 10. And then I also finished the Maybelline Color Tattoo from the Metal line. This was in the shade Barely Branded. This is completely cleaned out. I love these things. I have a huge collection of them. Is this the first? This is the first color tattoo that I've cleaned out. I've used up a MAC paint pot in my previous project pan, and I feel like that they're extremely comparable. I would say buy the color tattoos personally. From my perspective, I don't think it's worth spending an extra $15 on a paint pot. So, and then the last thing, oh, these retailed for about $5.50, I think. Yeah, that's what I marked it down as, $5.50. And then the last item that I finished after the 6-week period was the Benefit Box Blush in Dandelion. And I actually had to scrape the product from around the edge and repress this one into the center as well. I did like this shade. It was extremely light. If you're like a medium skin tone, the only way that you could probably use the Dandelion blush would be as a face brightener. If you're fairly complected, you could use it as an actual blush. So I'm probably not going to repurchase this again just because I kind of ruined my experience with this by using it in a project pan. So it's a lovely product. I'm not going to buy it again. Those retail for $28. So in the 6-week mark, I had finished 3 products. This collectively is $43, and in total, I had used $153 worth of products after 6 weeks. And finally, at the 8-week mark, which is currently the first item, these were some additional items I threw in. This is the Revlon lipstick in the shade 668 Primrose. This is rolled up all the way, and this again is the plastic stopper. So I really like this lipstick. If you were thinking about purchasing MAC Snob and you kind of weren't sure if it was up your alley, get this one instead. This is, what did I mark this as? $5? $5.50. And it's essentially along the same lines. It's just slightly toned down version of MAC Snob. So that's what it looks like there. I love this lipstick. I don't need to repurchase it because I did have a backup. I had 2 of those in my collection. And then I also finished this little mini of the Buxom Lip Cream in the shade White Russian. Now, I couldn't put a price on this directly, like you can't go and purchase the little minis on their own. You can buy them in packs and stuff. I couldn't remember what I paid for the pack, so what I did was I got the full size. I divided the fluid ounces that was in this one into this one. I came up with the price point from the full size. This, by the fluid ounces, this retails for $8.57, I think it was, but I just rounded it down to $8.50. I like this. I don't know if I would purchase the full size, so I'm still up in the air about it, but I did like it. I liked the shade. These don't seem to be as bothersome on my lips as the ones that have glitter in them, so this is just the cream formula. It was kind of like a pale pink shade. And then the final item that I finished after the 8-week mark was the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Milk Chocolate Bronzer. This is the one that's a little bit lighter than the cult favorite bronzer that Too Faced has. I also had to scrape the product from around the edge and repress this one into the center as well. So until the very last bronzing application, this smelled like chocolate. I did like this. I liked the milk chocolate shade, especially if you have a lighter skin tone or complexion. Definitely check out this one if you find that the original chocolate bronzer is too dark for you. Anyways, in the 8-week section, I had these products right here. There's 3 of them. Collectively, it was $44 just in this little pile here. And all together, I had 14 products that I finished, and collectively it was $197 worth of items in 8 weeks that I got my money's worth. I'm extremely happy about that. I also had this little guy over here. I wasn't planning to finish him with the Project Pan. I just wanted to use it every single day. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW20, and you can see my final progress. I'm right down to this mark where the E is. I only wanted to get down to the writing here, and I did that after 1 month. So I'm very happy about this. I'm probably going to throw this into my next Project Pan. Unless you guys are sick of hearing about it, let me know. Anyway, that's my very successful, in my eyes, Project Pan. I've finished up everything that I wanted to in a decent amount of time, and I'm excited to start the next one. So let me know if the 2-week update kind of situation was okay with you guys, if you guys want it 3 weeks or something, if you guys want it monthly, or if 2 weeks was okay, if I had enough progress to show you visibly after 2 weeks. Yeah, anyways, I'm excited, so I'm gonna go finish moving everything out there and help them paint some more and organize everything. We're still moving the office. It's been a long process. It's been a long day, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you